Hello learners, today we will be learning determiners. So let's begin with the topic. First, what are determiners? Determiners are the words that describe a noun. One or more determiner can be used in a sentence. But remember, always and always determiners are to be used before the noun. Otherwise, they are not determiners. First, let us know the types of determiners. There are 5 types of determiners: possessives, demonstratives, quantifiers, distributors and interrogatives. Now, let's know each of them one by one. First, possessives. Possessive determiners show possession. As the name suggests, they will always show possession. My, your, his, her, its, are and their are possessive determiners, and like I told, always and always they have to be placed before a noun. Example, my writing is neater than yours. Here my is possessive determiner but yours is not. Why is it not? Because it is not placed before a noun. Okay, so next, determiners. Determiners point to a particular noun. They are this, that, these and those. This refers to a singular noun that is close by. These can be considered as plural of this. Similarly, that refers to singular noun that is far away, and those is considered as the plural of that. And this is very common thing. We know that from our childhood that this is singular for close objects. These is its plural. That is the singular word for far away and those is its plural form. This and that can also be used with uncountable nouns. Here are few examples. This ring belongs to her. Here this is demonstrative. Rajay balloons are for today's celebrations. I think it is an error sentence. There is no demonstrative over here. I think you can also clarify it on your own. So let's begin with the next. Quantifiers. Quantifiers are used to quantify a noun. Quantifiers can be used with both countable and uncountable nouns. Any, some, much, many, several and a lot of are quantifiers. So let's know each of its use one by one. First, any and some. These determiners can refer to both quantity and number. Over here, let's see, any is used in negative and interrogative sentences. Examples, I don't have any money in my pocket. Here any is describing an uncountable noun, money. There aren't any new notebooks in cupboard. Here any is describing countable noun. And over here in the last sentence, don't you have any extra pens? Here any is used in interrogative sentence. Sometimes any is used to indicate that it does not matter which one or who. For this we have an example over here. I will wear any dress in the evening. Means there are many choices but it is not an indication. It does not matter which one would I wear or which one would I choose. So any. Similarly, some is used in affirmative and interrogative sentences. It is the different form, or you can say opposite of any. Any is a negative and some is affirmative and both are interrogatives. There is some milk in the jar. Some children have come to meet you. Do you have some money? In these sentences, you can easily observe that they can be used with both countable and uncountable nouns. Moving forward, few, a few and the few. Few is used in a negative sense with countable nouns. So it is only used with countable nouns. Example, few persons were invited. Means hardly any were there, hardly any were invited. A few means some, though not many. It is used in a positive sense. So a few means some and has the same work as some, and it is used in a positive sense always. Example, I have read a few books on this topics means I have read some books on this topic but not many. The few means all of them though very few in number. Means, let me give you an example. Let's say I am having books. I am having, let's say, 5 books. So these are very few in number, but I have read all of them. So I would say I have read the few books I am having. Similarly, one more example is here. I have painted the few pictures you gave me. Let's say you have given me 2 pictures. They are very less in number, but I have painted all of them. So I would say I have painted the few pictures you gave me. Next, little, a little and the little. Little is used in a negative sense and means not much or hardly anything. Example, he has little knowledge about this subject. So, it is in a negative sense, means it means not much. He has very little knowledge, hardly anything, but we will use little because there is something. A little is used in positive sense, meaning at least some or to some extent, like there is a little chance of success. Let's say it is very less or 20-30%, but still it is in positive sense. So I would say there is a little chance. The little means not much but all that there is. It means the entire quantity though very little. Means it is having the same work as the few. Here also the few had very few in number but means all. Similarly, I spent the little money I earned. Means I was having really less money and I have spent all of it. There is one difference between little and few. Few is with countable nouns and little is used with uncountable nouns. The work remains the same, the rule is the same for little and few, and same for a little, a few, the little and the few. Moving forward, much and many. Much refers to quantity and is used with uncountable nouns. Much is used for uncountable nouns, whereas many is used with countable nouns. First, let us read the example for much. The news gave me mother much relief. Means relief is an uncountable noun and I have used much with it. Similarly, over here for many supporters were celebrating the team's victory. Here many is used for countable noun supporter. Moving forward, a lot of and lots of. A lot of and lots of are used in informal manner. The only difference between them is a lot of is more informal than lots of. Means they are used with both countable, uncountable, and both have the same work or same rules, but they are informal, and a lot of is much informal than lots of. Here is the example. There was a lot of rain last week. Let's say I am talking to some general person, let's say my mother or a friend. So I would say there was a lot of rain last week. But if I would say there are lots of chocolates in the box, means I am being a little formal. Let's say I am talking to someone greater in age with me or someone whom I need to be a little formal but not much. So I would use lots of. Distributors. Distributors denote persons or things of groups separately. That's why they always become singular and followed by the singular verbs. So distributors denote a group of person but they are always singular. Some of the distributive pronouns are like each, either, neither, everyone, any, none, no one, etc. Let's know them. We use either to indicate any of the two persons or things. Like you can use either pencil, means I am giving you choice, any two of these pencils. So you can choose any. Either calendar can be kept on the table, means I am having two calendars and I am giving you the choice. Any of the two calendars you can take. We also use either to refer to both the things or both the persons. Like there are tall trees on either side of the street, means on the both sides of the street. Trees are on the both sides of the street, so I am using either side of the street. Now third, we use neither to mean just the opposite of either. It means not the one nor the other. Like, neither team was well prepared for the match. Means there was match of two teams. Both of them were not prepared well, so no one was good. So I would use neither. Fourth point, each is used to indicate things separately one by one. We use each when we refer to a small number or when the group is limited and definite. Like, each child was in proper uniform. There is a group of children, let's say a class, and all of them is in proper uniform. So I would say each child was in proper uniform, means every one of them. Next, each member of the team was given a prize. Let's say it is a football match, so there are many players in a team, so each member of the team was given a prize. Next, every is used when we refer to things or persons as a group. Like, every student has got an identity card, means all of them have got an identity card. Every room has been painted, means there is a house of 3 to 4 rooms and you ask someone to paint it. Then they can tell you after painting all, every room has been painted. Every seat was occupied. Next, we use every when the number of persons or things is large or indefinite. We use every when there is a large number of people or things, like students. In every school, every student is given an identity card. So there is not like that there is one or two students in the class or the school. There are many in number. So every. Next is interrogators. What, which and whose are interrogators. Determiners which are used to ask questions are called interrogators. They can be used before any kind of noun and are words like what, which, whose, how many and how much. Examples: which basket will you carry, what books have been distributed, whose bags are lying outside, which vegetable is fresh. All of these are interrogative determiners and they are used to ask questions. Now, here are two exercises for you all. Identify determiners and state their kinds. I have some books that I want to donate to these poor kids of your organization. Here I am solving the first one for you. We have to identify determiner and state their kinds. Some quantifier, that over here will not be a determiner because it is placed before a pronoun, not a noun, and also it is not indicating I. So I won't consider it as determiner. These is determiner, it is demonstrative, and your is possessive. Similarly, there are next 4 questions for you. Second question, fill in the blank with the determiner of kind mentioned in the brackets. So here are distributor, possessive, demonstrative, quantifier and interrogative. Fill them accordingly. Thank you. Have a